The MA in Cultural Policy and Arts Management in the School of Art History and Cultural Policy attracts a diverse group of students from recent undergraduates to mid-career arts professionals returning to education to improve their skills. I teach a number of management modules on the programme. I've noticed since I became director of this programme that there are very few creative opportunities for students to demonstrate their learning. This came to the fore for me while I was undertaking the digital badge, as I began to understand the value of multiple means of engagement. As part of my assessment for the badge, I polled my students asking them if they'd be interested in a choice of assessment formats, and 68% of my students replied that they would. The purpose of the change to an assessment strategy that I made was to introduce multiple means of engagement and expression, offering students a choice of assessment formats, a written reflective journal, a video or a podcast, providing them with an alternative to demonstrate their learning. Drawing on the work of researchers, I began by creating an equity table to ensure a fair distribution of work across the 3 assessment types. Students were given a choice of submitting a 3,500 word written assignment or an 8 to 10 minute podcast or video. The table also allowed me to set out the distinctive aspects of each method, while also affirming the assessment strategy, feedback and student workload expectations. I also reassured students that video and podcasts would be assessed on content and quality as distinct from their technical expertise. 50% of the class submitted videos and podcasts, a much higher number than I anticipated. Student feedback was positive about the choice of assessment formats and the different opportunities to demonstrate their learning. The depth of reflection across all of the assignments was deeper than in previous year's assessments, and my hypothesis had been that some of the more creative students might opt for a video or a podcast assignment, and the more academically inclined students might stay with the written assignments. What surprised me was how many students used the variety to challenge themselves. One important learning from this project is how I have been confronted with my assumptions about my students and their abilities. My students are teaching me how to see them differently. I've continued to change assessment strategies in my other modules, introducing multiple means of engagement and expression. I continue to see an improvement in classroom engagement and grades.